Hello, my name is Shane Martin. As an aerospace engineering student at Penn State and a student pilot, I would like to talk to you today about the evolution of human flight. Now go back with me. 1853, English countryside. You're a sheep farmer. You go out to tend your flock one day and you look over on the hill. On this hill, there's two men with this strange contraption. As you watch, one man gets in the contraption and the other begins to push it down a hill. It has giant wings. As you watch it further, it rolls down the hill and you look and it's no longer touching the ground. It's flying. You realize the man behind who had just pushed is running down the hill after it, screaming, "By George, we've done it. We've actually done it." From this simple glide down a hill came the origins of human flight. And from there, the diversification of several flying machines and the future of human flight itself. Now, many people would say that the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, invented the first airplane. They would only be half right. George Cayley, in 1853, an Englishman, invented the glider and successfully tested it with his coachman. George Cayley was not a scientist or an engineer, but just a tinkerer. But he is known as the father of aeronautics. According to the English website First Flight, it was Cayley who came up with the terms yaw, pitch, and roll to describe an airplane's movement about its three axes. This is arguably the most important aspect of airplane control, and Orville and Wilbur built upon this during their first flight in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. In the decades following the Wright brothers, there were many different kinds of flying machines. You had lighter-than-air craft, rotorcraft, and fixed-wing aircraft. Now, a lighter-than-air vessel was, for example, a Zeppelin, a giant balloon filled with hydrogen. Now, the most famous Zeppelin is the Hindenburg, a German invention, used to cross the Atlantic in the 1920s and 30s. It could cross the Atlantic in 2 days rather than a normal ship of water in 5. And the passengers aboard would experience luxury like no other. Now, the only problem with Hindenburg, being the largest airship ever built at over 800 feet long and 135 feet wide, was that, as I said, it's filled with hydrogen, which, when combined with air, is highly explosive. Now, on one unfortunate day in 1937, as the Hindenburg had crossed the Atlantic and began to dock to a tethered tower in a naval air station in New Jersey, it struck the tower and a static discharge caused a spark, and as a result the Hindenburg erupted in flames. Nowadays, lighter-than aircraft could be the Goodyear blimp, which is filled with helium, which is an inert gas and makes it much safer. In the 1940s, after World War II, the military was looking for a way to land supplies on such remote islands as Guadalcanal without having to go in and build an entire airstrip. Rotorcraft are, for example, helicopters. There are many different kinds of helicopters today, and they are designed for the short field takeoffs and landings. Now, we also have tilt rotor aircraft, such as the Marines V-22 Osprey, which can take off and land on short fields like a helicopter, but also keeps the characteristics such as speed, endurance, and payload of a normal aircraft. With all these different kinds of aircraft, one can't help but look towards the future of flight. Patrick Dixon, who was a futurist and keynote speaker for Global Change Limited, described the future of passenger airlines as being quieter, more comfortable, and better for the environment with the use of more fuel-efficient engines. He says that we can expect 1.5% fewer emissions from jet engines from now until the year 2020, at which point they will become carbon neutral. Now, we can also expect and have experienced the implementation of drones into aviation. Drones are used to fulfill pilot slots where a mission might be too dangerous, such as flying over extreme terrain or a search and rescue mission. As you can see, human flight has come quite a ways from the simple English glider of George Cayley. The Wright brothers and other pioneers proved that a man can in fact fly, and from then we've improved on it and utilized different physics for many different uses in various flying vessels. In the future, we can expect the human flight to become more streamlined, more fuel efficient, so better for the environment, and overall less of an impact on the Earth. In addition, we can see the more implementation of drones and the continued use of them, and as a result, one can't help but look towards the future even farther, say 100 years down the road, and wonder what even farther down the future the evolution of flight will take us. Thank you.